You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, This Week. Featuring news and commentary on This Week in Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live This Week, Dario Kristen.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You're watching Black Hollywood Live This Week. I'm your host, Dario Kristen, and here joining me in the studio is Courtney Stewart.
Hi.
And DJ Jesse J.
What up?
And our very special guest today is actor, model, musician, clothing designer, Sam Sarpong. Say what's up, Sam.
What's going on?
He's going to join us for the topics today. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got such things such as the Critics' Choice Award nominations, Keyshawn Johnson versus Justin Bieber, and Facebook's in trouble with feminist groups.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of stories. But before we start, I want to read the results from last week's BuzzMeter question, which was, will Miguel get sued for landing on an audience member at the Billboard Awards? You guys voted. 54% of you said no. 39% of you said yes, and 7% said undecided.
That was 39%.
Well, as we found out today, Jesse, right, that's probably not going to be true with the no portion.
Yeah, her lawyers spoke out and said, she was really starstruck, which is, why she did the interview and wanted to stay there, but now she's been having some, as they say, difficulties.
Yes, that's what they call
Challenges.
it. The challenges.
Some challenges.
We don't know what those challenges or difficulties are, but I'm assuming it's something having to do with her neck, because
He
she
smacked
done
that.
snapped her neck.
Snapped it in half.
Yeah, well, you knew it
Miguel
might
said
happen.
he's laughing about it now, though. He was in a radio interview. He said, it's all love. She's a cool girl. We made sure she was okay. I can't believe she wanted to do. He kept saying she really wanted to do the interview. So I did it. I couldn't even think when we were doing the interview. So she's all set. He said, and now I can laugh about it. Ooh.
Yeah,
Guess you didn't read the
yeah,
Huffington
guess you didn't
Post.
read the article. He'll be
Yeah.
laughing until he gets that summons. All right. Now for today's BuzzMeter question, we have: do you think Paris Hilton can make it under Young Money? She recently signed with them, which we'll talk about a little bit in the hot topics. But you guys go vote. We'll read the results next week. All right. So trending topics, Jesse. What do you got
Alright,
for us?
So, little sad news before we start anything. Recently this week, on Monday, May 27th, Andre 3000 celebrated his birthday and was not quite happy as his mother was found dead in her home at the age of 54, I want to say.
Man, that's young.
So details really haven't gotten out. They said to everybody, if you want to show support, please don't send flowers. Instead, she was one of the head people at a group called the Starlight Camp for Underprivileged Children. So if you want to show your condolences, you can go to that charity and help them out.
Oh, wow.
So
Well, our condolences
shout out
to
to
them.
Andre 3000. We hope you're doing all right.
Yeah.
Next, someone who ain't doing all right is Will Smith, because he was very upset this past week. In a recent interview, Will sat down with Jaden. Obviously, they're promoting After Earth. And he sat down with the interviewer, and the interviewer asked a few questions, and Will Smith kind of snapped on her. I don't know if you guys saw this, but she...
Snap. Wasn't that bad.
Girl, she said... does your family ever consider yourselves to be like the Kardashians? Do you treat your fame as the family business? Will Smith laughed about it, and then Jaden, because she asked Jaden the question, and he was like, well, I don't really know what you're asking. I don't know how to answer that. And Will said, don't. And so they stopped. So she said, all right, well, let me rephrase it. And she said, so how do you think your life is similar or unsimilar to people's names in the Calabasas? And then I guess Will Smith mimicked her in a little childish way, and then continued on to say, the entire structure of our life, our home, our business relationships, the entire purpose is for everyone to be able to create in a way that makes them happy. Fame is an inconsequential byproduct of what we are really trying to accomplish. We are trying to put great things into the world. We're trying to have fun and trying to become the greatest versions of ourselves. We don't need to orchestrate the media, and sometimes it's not, because of it, it makes it less desirable for us.
So that was a long explanation for a diss.
It was
Basically,
not a
it's
diss.
I
kind of a
took it
diss.
as a diss.
I didn't take it as
Because
a
I feel like
diss.
it was kind of being like, bitch, no, you did not compare me to the Kardashians. You see what
Exactly.
our family does?
That's what
We
I'm
are
saying.
worth almost $300 million.
That's the underline that I feel too. I feel that same
Like,
thing.
we don't need the media.
I don't think it was a diss. I
How
think
did
it
you
was
take
a great moment for them to delineate the differences between that
A real working.
and art. And he just wanted to show that I'm an artist. I've been blessed to like be famous because of it and thereby making lots and lots of money and be able to pass it along to my children. But my job is my art, not fame. And I like that he's like, don't put us in the same category because
but it's
they're
insulting
Not, it's
because-
not insulting. That would be like me being
No. It's insulting
whatever
to be
saying
compared.
it's a doctor. I mean, I don't know that it's. I mean, maybe.
Will
Smith.
Yeah.
Sam, what you gonna say?
I
Sam,
mean,
business.
I think, if I was Will personally, it all depends how questions are framed. But if I was Will and I've built the empire that I've built, the way that he's built with music, TV, and everything that he's done, and Jada is her own little empire. Look at her career. Now you look at what the kids are doing. I would very much feel like it was a diss to be compared to the Kardashians. And I always say, I never dissed the Kardashians. They got put on the way they got put on.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if you're talking about talent and a gift that you have to share with the world, you can't even put those two in the same breath. It's
true.
You know what I mean? As great as our Kardashians are with what they do,
And shout out to them because they are.
yeah,
They're doing it.
Oh, they
big.
did the
they're
thing.
doing it
They're
big.
doing it big.
They're
Yeah.
doing it big. But I'm just talking about talent. Let's just talk about talent.
You don't like Kim's songs?
They
Music?
didn't get put on.
Got a song?
They didn't get put on with talent. You know what I mean? So if I was Will
That
Smith,
is debatable.
No, trust me. I saw it. It wasn't a lot of
Yeah,
talent.
there was no talent.
It wasn't a lot of talent.
I never actually saw it. I just saw the remake.
It was only one person working in that movie.
and
Sorry.
if it was talent, it wasn't the right kind of. I mean, it ain't the right kind of
I'm
talent
totally
to build an
kidding.
empire.
Me too, Kim.
You know what I mean? So I'd be a little offended if I was Will Smith, honestly.
But I mean, hey, Jaden's hanging out with the Jenners, so congratulations to them, I guess.
No doubt.
All right. Speaking of congratulations, the Critics' Choice Movie Awards, the nominees were released, and a couple shout-outs that we got to give is definitely Angela Bassett and Alfre Woodward. Angela's up for her Betty and Coretta
was really good,
film
yeah.
and Alfie is up for Best Actress in a movie or Best Supporting Actress for her role in Steel Magnolias.
Okay.
Also, Regina King
Love Regina.
is up for Best Supporting Actress in a Drama for Southland. Don Cheadle is up for Best Actor in a Comedy Series. And then RuPaul is nominated
Wow.
for Best Reality Show Host for RuPaul's Drag Race. The awards are airing June 10th, so make sure you guys check that out.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
Very nice.
All right, RuPaul, you better do it. Usher and Darius Rucker have been in the news lately. Blake Shelton is putting together a benefit concert for Oklahoma, May 29th. The event is called Healing in the Heartland Relief Benefit Concert. It's going to be airing on NBC on the 29th at 9 p.m. And Usher and Darius Rucker are just signed up with it. Miranda Lambert, I think Carrie Underwood will all be there as well. So
Great cause.
It's dope.
giving out
Raise
back,
the money
giving
because
back
they're
out.
going to need it.
Yeah, and
are
they
sitting
just
under
had more
tornadoes
trouble.
right
Yesterday,
now.
yeah, I was going to say,
It's
yesterday
right
they
now.
had a tornado alert again.
They're on
Yeah.
their special alert right now.
Yeah.
So
And as
God
for-
with you, dears, because that's
Yes.
rough.
So Ruff is also Kelly Rowland. She has been, I don't know if you guys have been watching her new music that she's been dropping, but she released a song called Dirty Laundry. And in the song, she kind of talks about while she was in Destiny's Child, she was in a relationship which was, kind of brutal. And she kind of throws a little, I don't know if it's shade or...
It was not shade.
No? All right, well, it was kind of just putting it out there to the
Yeah.
public rather than speaking to Beyonce about it. It was kind of just put out there to the public for the media.
I'm sure they've talked.
About how Beyonce really wasn't there for her when she needed her to be. So recently, Kelly performed the song for the first time in Washington, and she broke down on stage. Afterwards, she said, it was very therapeutic for her to do the song. And I guess you said Beyonce spoke out about it?
They were reporting that Beyonce spoke about it, but really it was Kelly speaking in an interview. They asked her, had Beyonce heard the song and all these things, and she said yes. Beyonce and Michelle sat down and listened to the song before she finished, recording it and putting it out there for everybody. And Beyonce's comment was that she had never left.
I mean, how could Beyonce be there at all times when
That's the
she's out
thing.
there making millions of dollars and touring all over the world and doing movies and ads?
That's
I mean, how
the
can
point.
how
and
can you be there?
girlfriends, that's girl relationships. And sometimes you're at your closest, and sometimes when you want to be at your closest, you can't be. And especially when there's a domestic situation with a boyfriend, like Kelly was in her space.
But you know what's the most interesting part about that is Destiny's Child wrote songs about Kelly, like clear as day, like about warning her, girl. That's the perfect song. It's called Girl, and they're talking about girl, like
Yeah.
girl.
right.
What are you doing? And now you're sitting over here. It's a cool song. I don't really see it like climbing to the top of the charts. It was a great media thing, kind of to put her out there. If it was therapeutic for her, I'm happy in that stance of it. But
And she's out of the relationship, so
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
I just always feel like Kelly gets, like, she'll get one song and then that's it. You know what I mean? Off of her.
But have you heard the song? I mean,
I
it just
heard it.
doesn't have like the like I want to hear it because I want to hear the lyrics. But then I'm like, all right, I know what it says, so I don't really need to listen to it again.
But I'm saying, like, what do you think she needs to do differently to kind of, like Beyonce, there's like 10 songs that are played on the radio. Kelly gets one, it'll get a little PR, and then it vanishes.
I feel like Kelly just needs a different PR person who is not trying to compare her to anybody else.
And in the end, I don't want to sound harsh, but
already know what
everybody
you're gonna
can't
say.
be on top. Like,
Yeah.
and I mean, and that doesn't take anything away from what she's done or what she's
She's
accomplished
dope.
on her
She's
albums.
dope. She's very
Exactly.
talented, yeah.
She has a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
It may never be the case where it's like a hit, but that doesn't mean it's not quality.
That's
It's
true.
just-
No,
And
that's
I
a great
think
point.
she has good music. I mean, I know what you mean, but it's like I think a lot of that has to do with marketing.
Yeah.
Because
No, that's true.
Kelly definitely comes out with songs that do blow up, and then you're right, she goes quiet for a little bit. But a lot of that is marketing because once you have one hit, you got to jump on that and run with that, and then go to the next
Momentum,
one.
yeah.
So it doesn't matter how great your music is if your marketing team is not like constantly pushing. I mean, there's songs on the radio that we all hate.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
For
2-3
sure.
minutes later, what
Yeah.
happens?
We're
You're
singing them, and we know
Yeah.
all the lyrics.
Because
When you're
it-
ready, come and get. No, I'm just kidding.
because of marketing.
But I
that's
mean,
true.
and not only that, but she's huge in Europe. She's bigger in Europe than
Oh,
she
yeah.
is
Well,
over
I'm
here.
from London, and Kelly's actually really tight with my sister because my sister's a host out there, and right now, like the last 3-4 years, she's huge in
Because she
Europe.
did
Got
that
it.
dance,
Huge.
that like dance music, and I feel like
Yeah, with Dave Guetta.
every
Dave Guetta, yeah.
album she puts out, it's so different. It's like, who are you? Like, what are you trying to be? And I think she just kind of needs to stick to
Stick to
one
one.
form for a little bit so we get comfortable with
But
it.
but
then
look
that's
though,
not art.
everybody's doing that. Look at Usher. Usher ain't doing the same R&B records no
That's true.
more.
His is more-
He's doing all the dance.
It's all
joints.
dance.
Well,
And,
Yeah.
No,
it's
no,
all
but he
dance.
does them for a while. The past 2 CDs have kind of been.
Oh, you
in
saying
the
she goes back
similar-
and forth?
Yeah, it's like the one CD is this, the next CD is this, one
Yeah.
single is this, and
I mean,
this.
even her
So,
first
like,
CD was the more rock pop CD
Yeah.
at the beginning.
And that's true for somebody that wasn't established as a solo artist to begin with. Like, we needed to know, like, who are you? And then if we liked the rock thing, then you came
Stay
with
with
something
it.
totally
Yeah, I see
different. We
what
were
you
like,
mean.
wait, you didn't build enough
Right.
as
Yeah, that's
just
true.
Kelly
Yeah.
before switch. But I'm all for switching it up. I mean, if that's your art and that's what
Yeah.
comes to you, then that's what comes to you.
Listen, the checks are cashed in London and they're cashed in the
Ain't
US.
nothing wrong
so
with that.
wherever
I'll
you
be
need to
famous
cash
in
them,
London,
keep
that's
cashing
But-
them.
doing
I'm
our
here.
thing.
I just want to shut this rumor down because I don't even have the right to, but I just know this ain't really gonna happen. People are trying to spark this rumor that Destiny's Child is really coming back.
That's what they keep saying.
Because they recorded a song together
Kelly
for Kelly's
asked
album.
Beyonce and Michelle to get on a song called "You've Changed." It was released this past Tuesday, and it's a cool song, but Destiny's Child ain't coming back, y'all. Or it's gonna be a minute before Destiny's Child.
And
comes
if I
back.
think even if they did, it would be like a one-time thing where they did like one
A
album,
concert or
one
an
tour.
album
Yeah.
special
Call it.
thing. yeah.
Beyonce's too big now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like once you go to a certain level, you just that's past, that's history. They may do it one time. You
Like
know,
the
it's like
Spice Girls.
Yeah,
Like special
one time.
reunions
yeah.
and stuff like that, yeah.
One album I see, but as far as what's there to gain for Beyonce? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true.
She just want to be with her girls.
Well, what's there to gang? I mean, it may not be for Beyonce, but it was for one special fan in Copenhagen. Beyonce was performing to left, irreplaceable, and she had a fan sing a part of the song. And as she turned around, the fan must have been really excited that he got on the mic, that he just slapped
Slap.
Beyonce's
And he
ass.
got her good.
He got her good. Beyonce stopped her a quick second, and I'm glad I love Beyonce's so good. Remember when Michelle fell
Yes.
at the BET thing? Beyonce
Yes.
didn't even miss a beat. She was continued.
Still going.
Beyonce turned to him and said, in her nice little voice, she said,
I will have you kicked out.
"Don't have me escorted up
Escorted.
now." In a nice, and then did a little skip.
She did
to
the little
left.
skip to the left. Yeah, she was very professional with it. She did.
So shout out to the fan. That was a bold move.
Oh, that's ballsy right
Real
there.
ballsy.
That's ballsy.
He'll forever be. I smacked Beyonce's butt.
Yeah, and got away with it,
And
and
got
got
away
to
with
continue
it.
the rest of the concert.
No, we don't know about that.
Well, that's true. We don't know that for
and
sure.
shout out to Bossip too, because Bossip put up a video and I really watched it. Got really excited that they interviewed the guy who slapped him. Like, how did you even find that
him?
man,
Right,
Bossip?
yeah.
No, it's fake, but it's actually really funny. So you should check the video.
But you know what? It must be big news because I just got back from my managers this morning and they're all at the. That's how I even know about this. I don't ever know anything that's going on online, and they were all at the office watching that
Watching the
video.
video.
So I'm like, you guys, all these other, you got clients you trying to get jobs for, and you're watching
Watching the
Beyonce.
video. I mean, it was even on like the night, local
Yeah.
news. They were like, this happened in
because
the
the
concert.
way she turned her head
Yeah,
was
yeah.
It was
so
just-
funny.
It
I
was
like,
classic.
Oh, no,
It
you
was
didn't.
great.
That's
I gotta
funny.
keep the smile on my face though. And speaking about butts, Major Lazer dropped their
Lord.
latest single called Bubble Butt with Bruno Mars, 2 Chainz, Tyga, and Mystic, and they also released the video for it. We saw the video, and people are kind of complaining that it's
Doing too much.
doing the most.
Doing
yeah.
too much.
And it's these 3 white girls with like dolphins, and then this girl with this big ass comes, and this like hookah thing slams into the girls' butts and inflates them, and it's just booty rocking everywhere.
Yeah, it's ignorant.
I mean,
It was
could've been
ignorant.
It's
cute.
ignorant. I gotta say.
Do we have to make it clap on TV still? Like, can we move on?
Now, people are also saying it's kind of like
Sir Mix a Lot.
Sir Mix a Lot.
Baby
big
got, it's like
butts.
a X-rated version of Baby Got Back.
Exactly. That's the point. Like, if I can see the string of your G, you need to not be doing that on camera, please.
If I have to wonder if you are clean back there, this should not
Like,
be
I
on
don't.
music.
That was a little bit much. A little bit
Doing
much.
the
Doing the most.
most.
Doing the most. Alrighty then.
Speaking of bubbles, Rihanna is in the news. She had a concert in New York at the Barclays Center, and a woman by the name of Starkema Greenidge, she's 28, claimed in her lawsuit with the Manhattan Supreme Court that she sampled Rihanna's makeup Riri Woo Mac lipstick. It was being offered at the concert, and they would apply the lipstick to your lips, and then they told you to take the lipstick and smear it on your lips. So she's claiming a couple days later she had some bumps on her lips. She went to the doctors, and the doctor said it's a cold sore, which was the result of contracting a version of the herpes simplex virus.
Wow, the outbreak.
She says she wasn't able to work for 2 weeks, and it cost her a lot of money. So she's going forward and suing MAC Cosmetics. And more importantly, she says, I'm doing this for other people out there because they need to be more careful. Which I do kind of agree with that
They
part.
should be more careful.
Yeah.
That was dumb on whoever MAC's part.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Why aren't you
Yeah.
have applications? Because you go to like what Sephora, they
Yeah, applicators, but you also shouldn't have been sampling that lipstick. I'm just saying, like.
I mean,
She
that's what
doing
it
this
boils
at
down
the
to.
store?
No,
at the
it was at a
concert.
At the
concert.
concert.
Oh, at the concert.
Yeah.
So
That,
the makeup people were going around to different
At
people's
the
lips.
concert.
Yeah.
Got you.
If anything, you'd be like, oh, you can put it on my hand.
Yeah.
And that's how you sample. Don't put it on.
Yeah.
I'ma just. That wasn't the brightest move ever.
Nope. And some people are saying Lauryn Hill isn't the brightest person right now. So we all know she was about to go to jail, and she was signed with Sony and has to release some music.
Yes.
So she released a song called Neurotic Society, and it has the LGBT community in an outrage.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're wondering, or they're saying, basically, that Lauryn Hill is homophobic, and she's saying that the LGBT community has degraded civilization. So these are some of the lyrics, and then I want to hear what you guys have to say. Commerce and girl men run the whole world, men. Bold, drunken debauchery, old world brutality. Cold world, killed softly. Whole world runs savagely. Greedy men and pride fiends program TV screens. Quick scam and drag queens. Real life's been blasphemy.
I mean,
Part of me kind of
feel
gets
like
it.
I
Yeah,
get it.
I feel like I get it.
I feel like there's a deeper meaning to what she's saying.
I don't
you know
think
what I mean?
it's
Like I don't think it's
Just a slam to
just
the
a slam.
LGBT
Yeah, I don't feel like
community.
it's just a slam to that
I
I
community.
think
mean,
it's
this is
a-
also Paris Hilton putting it out there. So.
Yeah, he did write that, I think. He
Yeah.
did write about it, yeah.
But
I just feel like Lauren's too. You know, we can say a lot about Lauren, but I feel like she's too smart to do something like that to offend a group. That's not her style. You
Well, I
what
don't
mean?
know. I don't know about offending, but I think
it is
she would have
offensive.
purpose.
She would- okay,
Like,
she would
'cause
have
you can
purpose.
offend, but still be trying to communicate
Right,
something,
I'll give you that,
some
yeah.
truth or some whatever. But I don't think it was just like flat out. I'm gonna hate on the gays right now,
Right.
at all.
I mean, the girl men run the whole world men. I don't understand that comment. That one's kind of whatever. But then when she talks about savagely greedy men and pride fiends program TV screens, yeah, I'm with you on that one, Lauren. So, I mean, it reminds me of her old song, Forgive Them, Father,
Yeah,
kind of.
That's what I can
but that's
see
one
that.
of my favorite songs,
Yeah.
so it's kind of also in a different.
interesting. She's in a special place.
All right, so a couple weeks ago, Daryl, you talked about Trayvon Martin's case, and
Yep.
so we got a couple of quick updates for that. They were talking about using his pictures from
Pictures,
cell
yeah.
phones of him smoking marijuana
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot. So attorneys will not be able to mention the drug use, the suspension from school, or past fighting during opening statements. But the circuit judge, Deborah Nelson, said that it is a possibility that if you can prove that those, were a part of the case, that later on in the trial they can be used.
As evidence.
So George Zimmerman is charged with second-degree murder, and he did not actually attend Tuesday's hearing, so I don't know what that's going to leave. And then the judge also refused to allow jurors to travel to the shooting scene, saying that it's a logistical nightmare. So they don't want any of the jurors to talk about it. They're giving them all silence treatment, which to me that's normal, so I don't know why they were even making that a big thing. But the defense attorney says that don't worry, because Martin's marijuana use and the past fighting was a central argument to why Zimmerman had to use self-defense. I know, I was just waiting for Courtney to say.
I mean, that's just crazy. It's
Have you
ridiculous.
ever hung out with anybody that smokes weed?
Right,
Ever
you
in life?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean,
Ever.
violence is not what I think about when when that happens.
The kid was high, eating some Skittles and drinking a Sprite.
I mean,
like,
maybe if he was on bath salts and like trying to eat his face off,
Exactly,
and we had
that's a little
that,
different,
like,
right.
but come on, marijuana is the provocation for. I can't.
I
believe
just
it.
don't see this going anywhere. I think the judge's gonna look at it like it's stupid.
Sam, what do you
so-
think?
Yeah, I think the judge is definitely gonna look at it and be like, "Come on, man. Let's be
Really?
real." I think it's crazy.
Yeah, it should be thrown out.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, once again, we talked about this last week and the week before. He's dead. George is still alive. We need to go in George's phone and look at some of his old, pictures and things that are in there. I bet you we would find some skeletons in there. And would he be willing to let that be used in court? So I say I'm glad that they're not using it.
And one of my favorite quotes that the judge said is, "Trayvon is not. This is not a case against Trayvon."
Exactly.
So,
And-
shout out to his family, because I'm sure this is just really hard to keep
Lord.
on dealing with this.
This is
and
gonna be a
hearing it.
long trial next month or
Yeah.
this month.
This
Tomorrow.
month,
It
yeah,
starts in
tomorrow.
June. So yeah.
OJ Simpson, you just got shadowed. Shout out to everyone at home. We know you guys love to watch us here at Black Hollywood Live, but please check out our sister site, AfterBuzz TV. Whatever your favorite TV show is, as soon as you're done watching it, flip on over to AfterBuzzTV.com, and we will probably be covering it. We do shows like Deception, Bad Girls Club, Real Housewives of any Real Housewives. I mean, we do
All of 'em,
every
yeah.
single one of them. Whatever your favorite TV show is, make sure you check out AfterBuzzTV.com as soon as it's done, and join the community and the conversation. AfterBuzzTV.com.
All right, thank you, Jesse. All right, Courtney, what do you got for us for rumors and gossip?
Rumors and gossip. So this week we have learned lots about American Idol. Lots of changes are in motion and things are moving around quite a bit. Mariah Carey announced, "I'm out." She quit. She's going on tour because she's a star and we love her on tour, not on American Idol. And Nicki Minaj is also officially out of the running for judges next year. We don't know about Keith Urban, but what we do know is that supposedly
And Randy.
Jennifer Hudson, well, Randy is definitely gone. Jennifer Hudson has apparently signed on for show to be a judge next season. So
I think that's a smart choice.
that's
Yeah.
an interesting choice. Hopefully it'll be helpful. The rumor is, though, that they were trying to do an all former contestant panel. So the rumor initially was going around that Kelly Clarkson was also in the running to potentially be a judge and was close to signing her papers, but that has since been debunked, and somebody else is saying, E! Online actually reported that she is not one of the people that's going to be doing it. So not sure where that stands, but the other two possible options were Clay Aiken and Adam Lambert. So we might have a full panel of just former contestants.
Adam
Ready to
Lambert would
roll.
be cool. Clay Aiken.
I feel
I
like
need Kelly to do it. I really need. I
we
mean,
were-
to really solidify it.
Yeah, I mean, we were in this conversation earlier. You were saying that you thought if Clay and Kelly were on there, or no, Kelly and Jennifer, they would be too nice.
No,
That
she
was
was
me.
saying-
you
I
said
think
that?
they would be
those
too
two would be
polite. I don't think
perfect
it'll
for
be
the show.
great.
Yeah, I mean, but I wondered that with Adam. Like, he seems like he might just be.
Oh, no,
a
I
little-
think Adam would be a little bit bitchier than they would ever be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of, maybe I'm biased. I feel like American Idol needs to sit down for a little while.
I think they
I
should
don't
throw
know
like
if
a
it's gonna
wild
help.
card, like Flavor Flav or something like that.
Please do not do that.
Flavor
Flavor Flav. Who would
Pump
you
your
put on the
brakes.
panel, Sam?
Yeah,
You know
who'd
what
you
I
put?
would do? Honestly, for me personally, I think that if they had all past contestants, I think it'd be a little too much for
Yeah.
me. So I think even if they had two, like if, Jennifer's already doing it, so let's say Adam comes on, and then you get two regular celebrities, I think that'd be cool just to kind of mix it up. Because what people like is that variety. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So even though some of the past judges haven't worked or whatever, it's just like it's all about variety. So I think if they mixed it up, that would be cool.
Now, do you guys? I kind of like the fact that the judges have been changing every year. I enjoy that because I don't know, like The Voice. It's kind of like you get to know them, but now they switched it up with Usher and Shakira, and now the show's doing better than it was last year.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, and I like the fact for American Idol, it's like memories. So I remember when it was the original four. Now I remember when Steven Tyler and J-Lo did it. It was like a different time in your life. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of
I think they should
I like
do like
the
a
same
2-year
for
run.
me.
You like the same?
Yeah, because I like it's like anything else. Like it's like
Consistency.
like it's stuck in your head. So when you tune in, you know
You know
what
what
to
you're
expect.
getting,
So even if it's
exactly.
9 seasons, it's like those 9 seasons. It was those people consist. For me, I
Yeah.
like that better than like people. Because when people switch all the time, it's like
You kind of maybe not.
every year you're like, okay, who's gonna come
Who's
back?
gonna do this
If
and
you
chemistry?
notice the last 3-4 years, every year on Idol, this is what we talk about going into the next season. Who's coming back? There's rumors. This one don't like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's about the judges, not the
Yeah,
idols.
Yeah, it almost
Yeah.
overshadows the show.
It does
Yeah.
overshadow
Original
them.
four.
I mean, can you name? I can't name one of the idols right now from the last 3 seasons.
Nah, I
Oh, I
can't.
could go.
Jennifer Sanchez, I remember, or she wasn't a winner. Or did she
Jessica
win?
Sanchez.
Jessica Sanchez. There you go.
Question about Mariah
Point
Carey,
made.
though. Do you think she's okay? Obviously, she's leaving because she was pissed about what happened this season. But obviously, Nicki Minaj wasn't going to be going back next season. That was very obvious. Her career's at the height right now.
Yeah.
So with Mariah Carey, she doesn't need to be doing it. But I don't know if you guys heard about this new singer, Ariana Grande. And she sings exactly like Mariah Carey. She has a new song out with Mac Miller. And she's starting to really kind of blow up. I mean, when I say sings, like you hear the song, you think Mariah Carey's singing it, like the
Wow.
old Mariah Carey.
Oh my!
So
Vision
I
of
kinda
Love,
think,
Mariah Carey?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like actually, go YouTube her singing "Vision of Love."
Wow.
It's incredible.
This
So
girl?
shout out to her. Yeah. So I kind of also think Mariah's like, oh shit, wait a minute.
No,
She gotta-
dude, Mariah ain't
She ain't
tripping
got
off
no-
that.
she ain't gotta
Come
worry
on,
about
she's
nothing like that.
Mariah
She's
Carey.
legendary.
She is Mariah
She's
Carey,
legendary.
but the marketing for this girl is feeding off of Mariah Carey, where I don't know. That's kind of
Well, see, I would think it
You
would have the
can't
opposite
compare.
effect with Mariah, because Mariah, I mean, love Mariah, biggest fan of Mariah ever. I love for her to sing, but she's not in the place she was in Vision of Love era. So if this
Right.
was really a threat, she wouldn't be trying to go on tour to like show the contrast between where she is power-wise and where this
she's
young girl
Yeah.
who's just getting out there vocally,
doesn't
like
need to.
she wouldn't do that.
She-
So,
She doesn't need to, but she didn't need to do American Idol either.
well, maybe she wanted
Well,
to
that was
work.
a check.
That
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and
that was a check.
like
She just had
sitting
those
at a
twins.
table,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
had twins. Like, I still want to work.
And
so-
also,
just wanna put it out there.
the American Idol thing, even though she didn't need to do it as an artist, I understand that move because think how long she was at home not being able to do anything creatively.
Yeah.
So I know that a lot of mothers that put their career on hold so their man can do their thing and they can like take care of the family. After a while, you get that itch and they want to get back
wanna,
out
like,
there
do
and do
something.
yeah,
Do
you know what I
something.
mean? It's it's you're a performer.
And Beautiful's doing real well.
Yeah, that track is
And
hot.
I love that song.
That track is hot.
Doing great.
Yeah.
She's doing great. Speaking of doing great, there are those of us who are not doing so great. Or
Yes,
maybe
she
we are
is.
doing great. And we just are all confused. But Amanda Bynes is, I don't even know what to say. Like, Amanda Bynes is off the chain right now. Like, we don't know if she is right in the head and playing with us or wrong in the head and real crazy and need to be in the hospital. But she has had a very interesting week of tweeting. Lots of craziness.
She thinks everyone's ugly.
She thinks everybody's ugly. She really came for Rihanna this week. Basically, she tweeted to Rihanna, "You look so ugly," trying to be white. She also tweeted at Rihanna, "Chris Brown beat you because you're not pretty enough."
What?
And she also tweeted at Rihanna, "Unlike your fugly face self, I don't do drugs. You need the intervention dog. I met your ugly face in person. You aren't pretty. You know it." And that was a response because Rihanna tweeted back. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it was hysterical. Rihanna responded back to those first 2 tweets by saying, "See what happened? Y'all see what happens when intervention gets canceled? I died. I was on the floor cracking up."
Wow.
So Amanda obviously didn't appreciate that. So obviously we were debating in the studio if we actually think Amanda's crazy and lost her mind. I mean, she was off in Buffalo like yesterday, but not really in Buffalo because she was saying it wasn't Buffalo. And then we don't even know if it was her for real, but she was on a trampoline and they were like filming her. So
Well, wait, now Amanda Bynes came out on Twitter and said, "I did not tweet that
Yeah.
to Rihanna."
To Rihanna.
There's 2 Twitter pages.
Yeah.
Amanda
Yes.
Bynes real one, which Twitter, y'all need to verify her so we really know it. And then there's another one that's spelled Amanda Bynes, but the
But
E and the S at the end are
switched.
flipped.
Yeah.
They apparently tweeted out that to Rihanna. Because then Amanda Bynes' real Twitter page wrote, "I am not crazy," and Rihanna retweeted it.
Yeah.
And she said she loves Rihanna and all that.
yeah.
But then a bunch of other celebrities came out at her, who were Chrissy Teigen.
Chrissy Teigen, well, she called Chrissy Teigen an ugly old model.
Old model, yeah.
Well, because Chrissy Teigen said, "Oh, I really hope she gets help," or something
Yeah,
like that.
she came for Lance Bass also.
Because he was publicly trying to talk about her and she needs help and all
And
this
she
stuff.
said, "You're crazy, we're not friends. I don't know you." And he was like, "Boo, you were at my party 2 years ago. What are you talking about?" Yeah, so she's kind of all over the place. And
Courtney Love.
don't,
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I just don't think that she sent those initial tweets to Rihanna. I don't think that she is that dumb.
I don't think it's about being dumb. I think she thinks this ish is funny.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's having the time of her life right now.
Honestly, I feel personally when I look at it, and when you look at, there's nothing that they can actually tie her to. They said, "Oh, she smokes drugs. She does all these
There's
drugs."
no evidence for real of her doing any drugs for real.
When they said
Just
that
alcohol,
she
right?
threw the bong
drinking.
out of the window, it was really a Ciroc bottle and TMZ planted it or something of that nature. So she has to go to court. She gets out of all this stuff. Whenever she goes out in public, she has her hair in front of her.
Yeah, she does.
She doesn't want anyone to take pictures of her, but she's tweeting pictures of her. I think she's just at a point, because she was a smart child star.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure there are internal things going on with her, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I wonder if it's more like the society's so dumb. I could just say that I want Drake
Do
to
this
eat my
and
pussy and
they would be
everyone's going to
all
love
over
me.
it.
Which she does. And so then we do. We all are talking about Amanda Bynes and haven't been talking about her for the past 2-3 years.
Amanda, just come on the show. We'll just
Come
clear all
talk
the
to us.
rumors. Come talk to us. We'll have a little
Talk to
therapy
us.
session. We'll
Or
bring
you can
in
start new
Ayanla.
rumors. I don't care. I just want to talk to you and figure it out.
Yeah.
Or see it in person at least.
I think she needs a talk show.
I think all of it's fake. I think that it's all contrived, and she's just getting a bigger laugh.
Well, and now the parents are trying to get.
They're trying to get a conservatorship over her life, but
Yeah.
that she has no history of like mental illness. Like
Right.
there's nothing to. The girl is 27 years old. She's doing what she's gonna do.
Exactly.
Speaking of grown folks doing crazy things, so Chris Brown was in the news last week for a car accident. He was in his ride with his boo, Karrueche, and apparently they rear-ended a woman in a Benz in the Beverly Hills area. And at the time, everything seemed to be fine. But what's coming back now is that supposedly this woman is now saying that he was very belligerent and he gave her false insurance information and was very uncooperative. And the reason that this is a huge problem is because, as we all know, Chris Brown's still on probation. And if he gave false insurance information or false license information, because he wouldn't give his license number to her either, then he could be back in jail for up to 4 years for a violation of parole or probation.
Yeah, but can't they just prove that? I mean,
His lawyers are saying it's all crap and the woman's insane.
Yeah, I mean, there were pictures of Carucci like taking pictures
Yeah,
of
that
the
they were
incident.
there, the accident, and
I can understand not wanting. I won't know if I was a celebrity of that caliber if I would want to give someone my license, but I would call the police, have them come.
Yeah,
I don't know
I would
if
call
Chris
the
Brown's really trying to call the police.
yeah,
that's
exactly. He
true.
didn't call the police, but
true,
I
yeah.
mean, it was proof that he was like showing the car. The pictures were posted and all of that, and so the lawyer said that they contacted her after he let them know what happened, and they were going to proceed, which he probably didn't want to give like an actual license information
Right.
or whatever, and they contacted her, and she didn't return their phone calls. So that's what the lawyers are saying. So Chris Brown, hope that's the truth, because boo boo, you do not want to go back to jail.
Not at all.
Speaking of crazy drivers.
Got that Justin Bieber, please believe him.
Somebody gave Justin Bieber a Ferrari, and he decided to zip that thing around his neighborhood in Calabasas like a maniac, going over 100 miles per hour on Memorial Day. And Keyshawn Johnson, I'm sorry, this is the best thing ever.
I love this
I
story.
have ever heard in my
It's a
life.
great story.
So imagine Justin Bieber zipping around in his white Ferrari. Keyshawn Johnson putting his little baby in his Prius. Oh, hell no.
No,
Who is
souped
this?
up Prius, though.
Souped up
Souped up
Prius.
Prius.
His souped up Prius. He's trying to put his baby in the car. They were at a barbecue. Neighbors were out. Everybody's like chilling, having a great time. This crazy person drives by. Keyshawn's like, oh no. Jumps in his Prius, rolls up to Justin Bieber's house. Supposedly blocks the garage door from closing, goes past security, rolls up to Justin like, what are you doing driving like a maniac in this neighborhood? There are kids around. The kids were out playing. Like, you could have killed somebody. It was all hostile and angry. Justin Bieber runs in the house and hides.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what they said.
Wow.
But Keyshawn, compared to Justin, I mean,
I could see Justin Bieber being like, oh my God.
that's what I'm saying. Like, Keyshawn is, compared to him, he's a big dude. You know,
Like,
so.
security!
Right.
Go to my house.
And now they've been talking about Justin Bieber being high all the time, so he might have been smoked up and marijuana, driving
Crazy.
around
Yeah, it
like
could've been either.
paranoid as hell.
The crazy part is that Justin and his peeps in the circle were trying to deny that he was the one driving. But every single neighbor in the neighborhood has spoken to the police like, no, we saw him. He was in the driver's seat. He was the one driving.
Yeah.
This is not okay. So right now the deputies are putting together a report, a reckless driving report, and sending it to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office so they can consider filing misdemeanor charges against Justin.
I just wish they had the video of him
Oh my God,
running
that'd be
into the
so
house.
funny.
I wish somebody had caught
had a
that.
cell phone and like watched the
Yeah.
the chase in the Prius.
In the Prius,
and then follow.
right. And I just see him in like a wife beater and just like his
Amazing.
jeans
Like-
and just running into the house.
Like,
That's-
what is wrong with you? Like, that would have been the
But
best
you know
thing
what? I
ever.
think that's good on Keyshawn,
I
man.
agree,
'cause
yeah.
Good for him, yeah.
Let's take the celebrity aspect out of it. You know, if you're a father, you see that in your neighborhood, in your suburban neighborhood, and that's going on. I could see a million fathers doing the same thing.
Yeah,
So
Amen.
I'm not surprised with this story at all. And I think that's really cool what Keyshawn did.
I love it. I
Yeah.
thought it was a great story.
Especially because Justin, in his mind, probably feels like he's able to do certain things.
And get away with it.
Yeah. So
And rolling up the hill. So get it, Keyshawn. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
Protect your neighborhood. That's the real neighborhood
Hold it down.
watch. Right? All right. Speaking of daddies doing things, this daddy not doing such great things. But Evander Holyfield was in the news sort of this week. Basically, he is in a financial situation. And that situation includes being past due on his child support. And he's currently $327,000 plus overdue on child support. And the Georgia courts have basically given DFACS permission to suspend his driver's license to encourage him to pay his child support. The history of that is that he was over $500,000 behind on child support with his,
Wow.
assuming the youngest child, I couldn't find which child it is. He has 11. So
There's a lot.
there's a lot. Some of them are older, so I assume it's one of the younger children. But he was over $500,000 overdue on his child support, and he had been on a payment plan of $2,950 a month. So he was doing all right. He got down to $327,000, and then he just stopped.
better than
So
Ocho
He,
Cinco.
he might need to go back in the ring.
I'm saying,
You know?
but he's in some financial straits. He's made over $250 million in his career, and he's roughing it a little bit right now. So
Has he done Celebrity Apprentice yet?
No,
I don't think he
I
has.
don't
He
think
should do
so.
that.
Maybe he should.
But
do
at
that.
what
But that's
po-
for charity.
When you have money
still
like
get
that, at what point
still get those
like when
Donald
you
Trump
have
checks.
child support
Those
checks that are due, at what point do they start taking the money? Like how much can you add up before they're like, okay, I need to take this amount of money out of your check every month.
Well, see, it's
Especially when
weird
it's like
because, well,
$500,000.
with that, like, I would assume the reason that they can't, because I was like, why don't they just garnish his wages? Because if he can't have a license, is he going to work? Like, what is
Yeah.
he doing? But I guess because maybe the way he made his money, he's not getting a paycheck, so to speak, like where
It's
you
one
got a
lump
W-2
sum.
form
Yeah,
where
it's
they
one
can,
lump
like,
sum.
do
Yeah.
whatever. So he probably has ways that they don't have access to his money, so they're suspending the license
And
instead.
a lot of his money, like with a lot of ex-athletes, like you're getting paid to like speak at conventions,
Yeah.
corporate thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those kind of things, they get like 100,000 a pop just to
Yeah.
go speak to like employees. You know what I mean?
And it's not a payroll company there, like to like garnish the wages off the top and
Yeah,
deal with it.
there's
so.
ways they have to like
To get around
personal
it.
appearances, fees.
Yeah.
You know, some of that's in cash. You know, so there's
That's
ways.
true.
Yeah.
Well, boo, pay your child support. Figure it out. Make it happen.
your
You sold your
child
house. He sold a bunch of memorabilia. Like, I know
Get in the
it's
ring.
tough, but I don't know. That might
in the ring.
he's a little
Get in the
old
ring.
for that. All right. Speaking of not paying your bills, Busta Rhymes while you ain't paying your bills. So this week we've learned that Busta Rhymes is being sued for $70,300 by Paramount Recording Studios
Damn.
for allegedly stiffing them on a massive bill in studio. So basically, he racked up 375 plus recording hours back in 2011 to 2012, and he's just never paid it.
To Paramount Studios.
Paramount Recording Studios.
Wow.
So,
He didn't think that they were going to come get that money?
I mean, I don't know. Is that like the label's responsibility? And he was like, that's not my money. I don't have to pay it. I don't know. But he's being sued for it. So,
All right.
but apparently he was working real hard in the studio.
Yeah, but my thing is like you've been around for that long as an artist. Wouldn't you want to like have your own studio, have it all
Why
souped
would you
up,
do
or
that?
have a connect for that? Like I don't know.
Maybe he does. I don't know.
He's just been in the game too long for all that.
Been in the game too long to not have your own studio, Busta. You heard it. And you've been in the game too long not to be paying your bills. So hook that up. $70,000. Write the check and be done. All right, making money. Somebody's about to be making some cash money. We got Paris Hilton. The lovely, lovely Paris Hilton has signed on to be the new lady face of Cash Money Records.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't you remember that album she had out a couple
I
of
will
years
say
back?
this about Paris Hilton.
She sang
That
it.
first song she came out with, The Stars Are Blind,
It wasn't that
for
bad.
Paris Hilton, it worked.
It works.
And if the whole album sounded like that, it would work for me. Now then she tried to do some
You
other
would listen
stuff.
to a whole album of that?
I mean, I personally wouldn't,
Oh,
but
okay,
I'm
I
saying
was
that song was on the top of the charts. I mean, it did very well for Paris Hilton.
Well-
then she did all this other stuff with like Lil Wayne, and it got weird, and it was no.
Well, the Cash Money co-founder, Brian Birdman Williams, had many things to say about this lovely collaboration. And he said that she played him some music and he was taken aback. I was impressed by her music. I didn't know she could sing so well.
Okay, yeah, that's a...
Maybe she's been taking voice lessons though.
Maybe.
I mean, she's been out of the light for a
She's
while.
been out of the light for a while. And lastly, he said, I'm very excited. I'm very appreciative that she's a part of the team. She's very talented and a beautiful young woman.
Well, there are many albums that I want to get very soon, and that is not one of them.
She wants to do a
It
duet
could,
with
you don't
Britney
think it could be
Spears.
amazing? Like, no part of you thinks like, you know what, this could actually be amazing. You shaking your head, Sam.
Girl,
like,
what?
Sam didn't even look up at
He
you.
didn't look up. He's
His
like,
hands,
I'm not even participating.
He's like, I'm not even
in
gonna.
this. I'm not even participating.
Entertain that question.
I'm very open-minded, and I feel like anybody that works hard should be given a shot. But
Works hard.
just when I see Paris Hilton and everything she's done and all that, I just, even with marketing and all that, I just don't ever see her music blowing up. That's just my honest opinion. And we'll see, but I just don't ever see, even being with Cash Money, I just don't ever see her music blowing up. And I heard that she has a song with Lil Wayne right now, and the song's not bad. It's, you know what I mean? It's not bad. I just think with her image and who she already is,
Yeah.
I can't see
Past
a
that.
fan base taking her serious and being like, this is a hot record, I'm going to go get a Paris Hilton record or download it. I just don't see it.
And her wave is past. I mean,
That first CD though really did good for her. It really did.
still on
Like,
it. It's
well,
like,
yeah, because
I don't think this will be
I wanted to
rejuvenating her
hate on
career.
it, but no, I don't think it is. But I wonder more so if it was she went out and said something, or if they were like, all right, this is gonna be a great marketing ploy for Young Money.
Well, we'll find out very soon.
She has a better shot as an actress, I think. Like
Nicki-
if she took lessons.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
More so than the music.
I don't know
is.
which one I
More
don't
than
want to see her
music.
in the most, acting or singing.
Because think about it.
That just
at
like
least,
gave me a tick.
At,
Yeah,
least,
it's
at
like-
least with acting, there's a lane. There's certain
Yeah.
roles that you can be like,
That's
okay,
true.
she's playing herself,
I
and,
give you that.
and that'll work.
Okay.
Whether it's a TV show, whatever,
That's
she's
true.
playing herself. You know what I mean? She's not trying to be Meryl Streep.
Right.
But with music, she doesn't have a lane. There's no lane for her in
You
music,
ain't got
really.
a lane, Paris.
How about modeling?
Well, she's done
No,
that.
she's
Done
done
that.
with that.
Stay,
No, but
stay with
let's
the
just
stay with the
stick to it.
clothing line and fashion. That's what I
Just
say.
spend
what
your
her
money,
sister
girl.
did.
Start a
Just spend-
magazine.
Just
Just
spend
go
your
be
money.
rich and love it. Like,
Yeah.
stay. But she's done
I'm
that
with
way her
you.
whole
Have her
life.
stay in
so.
fashion.
Stay in
I
fashion.
just have one
That's your lane.
request. Nicki Minaj, please do not do a song. With
Oh, they're
Paris
totally
Hilton.
doing a song together. You are
can
so
see
not
that.
ready. You are
I'm
so
really-
not
I
ready.
wish her the best, though.
I wish her the best
Yeah.
too. There you go. All right,
end on
and
that.
last but not least,
Oh, we wishing them the best.
Blackstreet. Back in the day, no diggity, no doubt. Y'all remember
Love-
that?
Oh, come on. Love them.
Love me some
My
Blackstreet.
favorites.
Legends.
But everybody not loving on the Blackstreet right now. Apparently, member of the original Blackstreet, Chauncey Black, is taking Teddy Riley to court. Basically, Chauncey is claiming that he owns the trademark to Blackstreet now because Teddy Riley let it lapse and he scooped it up when Teddy Riley let it lapse. And since he has owned the trademark, Teddy Riley has been touring and doing shows with other folks that ain't Blackstreet, posing as Blackstreet, making cash dollars. So he wants some money and he wants him to stop using the name Blackstreet. And a rep for Riley responded by saying, "At this time, we have no comment on any of the ridiculous and frivolous claims, capital letters, apparently being made by Chauncey Andre Hannibal, aka Black." They called you by your whole name, brother.
right. You got the
Your
whole
full
name,
your
your birth
God-given
name.
So, yeah, Chauncey.
In other words, you better make sure you read the fine print
For real.
when you so-called.
Like, you better be ready to go to court because we got some up our sleeve and you ain't probably going to come out so happy.
But
so,
this happens so much with
I mean, we just
those
talked about it
groups.
with En Vogue, yeah.
There was the Mary Jane girls that it happened to
Yep.
as well. I mean, I think I even read something like the Temptations that happened
Yeah.
with those,
because you can switch people
You can switch
out
people in
and
and
tour
out,
with the
yeah.
name and make money off of it. So, I mean, why can't we just, give everybody a cut? Like, if you're going to use the name, just make it a deal. I got to give you 20% every time I use the name and be done with it. Why we all got to be sneaky about it?
Yeah.
We all worked on it and made Blackstreet what it was. I'd be happy if y'all got back together and just made another album.
just make an album. Yeah.
okay.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyway, that's that for gossip.
All right, well,
rumors
thank you,
for the week.
Courtney, for the gossip and rumors. And before we get started with the hot topics, I want to remind everyone to go to iTunes, rate and comment our shows. We have 4 different shows right now. We have Black Hollywood Live this week, which you're listening to and hopefully watching. We have Black Hollywood Live next. We have Black Hollywood Live Portraits, and now we have Black Hollywood Live Stand Up, Sit Down. So you can go to any one of those shows. You can rate us, comment, let us know what you think about us. We're trying to constantly improve every week. Send it to a friend, spread the word so we can keep delivering you the hottest trending topics, gossip and rumors, and hot topics. All right. Speaking of hot topics, all right here. Facebook. They have gotten a little backlash for some offensive content that's been on the webpage. Apparently, there has been a mass Twitter campaign from a feminist group who claims that there's a lot of ads and links on the page that really target women in a bad light. 60,000 tweets were sent out with the hashtag Facebook rape, which because the group says that the controversy started after an activist published an open letter for Facebook users to contact advertisers whose ads appear next to offensive content in regards to women. Some of the pages that were flagged include kicking your girlfriend in the fanny because she won't make you a sandwich was one of the sites.
Wow.
Violently raping your friend just for laughs, raping your friend, and fly kicking sluts in the uterus. So
is Amanda Bynes in charge of all of
you
these?
know,
What?
maybe she's tweeting this out. But they say like about 15 advertisers are now pulling out their ads because of this controversy. Nissan has already done it. Dove is one of the sponsors as well, has not pulled out their ad yet. They say they're in negotiation to kind of make sure that the ads for Dove are not placed next to any of this controversial content. But then they also are saying that most of the content is in the process of being removed. But some people are arguing, is this part of freedom of speech that they can't have sites because they were saying that there were fan sites for the guy, what's his name, James Holmes from Colorado, who shut up a theater. There were fan sites who created that on Facebook. So they're saying that,
Wait, a fan site?
there's a fan
Yes.
site. They were saying, yeah, and there was also one
Oh,
for
Jesus.
the Boston bombings. So some people who create some of these pages are saying, this is my First Amendment, my freedom of speech. I'm allowed to create this.
You know what though? Okay, I know it sounds really crazy, but then I guess it does kind of go in the lane of like what a terrorist, if we want to consider that, like a fan of the Boston bombing, really. But if you start doing that with Facebook, then where is it going to lead
That's
to
the
as far
point.
as like, I don't know.
It's real sad that we cannot draw lines for moral / respectable / intelligent behavior, just because everybody's fallback is I can say whatever I want.
Well,
But you can't say whatever you want because there's consequences to what you're saying. And the consequence is Facebook is owned by somebody. There are shareholders in Facebook. And if I don't want that ish on Facebook, then they can take it off because that's your consequence. So say what you want. Go make a website. But I don't have to have it on Facebook.
Right.
well, this is my thing is that
Tweet it.
I
Yeah, tweet
understand
that
why
ish from
no,
your
no
handle.
type of content like this should be on Facebook because there are children who are on Facebook
And it's
and
so
they can
easy.
easily linger to one of these sites and get on one of these sites and see this type of content that they shouldn't see. Now, yes, granted, parents should be watching what kids are going on, but it is a possibility. I mean, I've accidentally went on things on Facebook, typed in something, and something else popped up. I know you're looking at me, Courtney, like I did it on purpose, but no, I did not look at the no. But I mean, it happens, So I think that it should be removed from the site. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, I definitely. I don't know. For me personally, that kind of negativity, I'm just not down with. So I think it's, I'm a little old fashioned when it comes to that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I agree with that definitely.
No hate.
Shouldn't be on there.
Just let
No
it,
hate.
Just let it go.
But speaking of hate, apparently there was some hate in Chicago over Memorial Day weekend. As we talked about in other This Week topics and hot topics, Chicago has been on a strong effort to decrease the number of violent acts that happen each year. They actually were at, I believe, 69%. According to DNA Info, Chicago was down 69% on murders as of March of this year. But unfortunately, over the Memorial Day weekend, they had over 17 individuals who were shot and 6 people died just recently. Now, they are saying that this is all could be possibly condensed to a Mexican drug cartel called Sinaloa, which they're suspecting of possibly having some connection in these deaths over the weekend. The Mexican cartel is a deeply embedded, they said it's deeply embedded in the city. Local and federal law enforcement are forced to operate as if they're on the border, they're saying. The United States intelligence community considers this group the most powerful drug trafficking organization in the world outside of, that came out of Mexico. So it's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they're saying that they're going to, because of the crime, a lot of these took place on the north side of Chicago, so they're really trying to condense to that area. And as we talked about on the show before as well, there's been a spree of crimes that took place on that side. But they're saying that hopefully, they're going to put some investigation into this.
Rahm Emanuel.
Yeah.
They got work to do in that city. Because
Yeah.
they were shooting up on the south side all summer for the last 2 years. And now they got drug cartel. In
cartel.
Chicago on the
Yeah.
north side? What?
Sad.
That is sad and horrific.
It is.
They're about to
Yes.
shoot that new Lance Gross TV show out there too.
And
I don't know what it's called, but they're all about to head out to Chicago soon. I'm like, my
yeah.
homegirl's going out there too. I'm like,
Keep the
calm
security.
down.
Keep the security.
Careful.
Yeah, think about picking that job up.
Yeah. Well, on a positive note, we have something outside of Chicago as well. Well, slightly positive. We have 9-year-old third grader and class president
I love this. kid.
Ashawn Johnson, who delivered a speech this week in front of 100 people who were rallying against the closing of 54 schools in Chicago. I think we might have a new Obama on our hands here. We got a little clip of his speech right now that you guys should listen and watch.
Good evening or good morning. Good evening or good morning. My name is Keyshawn Johnson. I'm from Marcus Garvey School, located on 103rd and Morgan. I'm coming to you today to talk about the school closing. Rahm Emanuel thinks that we all are toys. He thinks he can just come into our schools and move all our kids all gang lines and just say, oh, we can build right here. Let's take this school out. We don't care about these
That's a Sean
my God.
Johnson.
He was
Once again, let me
passionate.
reiterate this. He is 9 years old. He's a third grader, and he's president of his class.
Wow.
Now, he was referring, when he was using the word he was referring to Rahm Emanuel, who is an unelected board member appointed by the mayor who has been in charge of closing these schools. This kid is amazing. I mean, this kid, that speech, I had to
was
watch it
nice.
several times. He killed it. And he also said that his first choice in life is to be a football player. His second choice is to be president. And after that, he's okay with being a scientist or a lawyer.
Oh,
No,
Just
that
his little hobby.
works.
I love
Those
his
are awesome.
passion.
Yeah.
I love the
Beyond
passion.
anything,
yeah.
his
Yeah.
passion. Like that was real right there.
And
Yeah.
whoever set that up for him to do that, what a great way to get a message across, because
Yeah.
that kid really delivered.
Yeah,
dope.
and just to clarify, Rahm Emanuel is the mayor of Chicago.
Mayor of Chicago.
And he selected someone for the board that was not from
Yes.
Chicago
Yes.
and who decided to close all these schools for them.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're
Yeah.
making some tough choices, but it's cool to see the kids getting involved in speaking out about what's going on in their neighborhoods, because that's the only way anything's going to change or get better.
That's
So,
true. Another person who's been speaking out is Miguel, the artist. We were talking about that a little bit earlier as well, that Miguel, he's been in the news this past week because of the Billboard Awards and him unfortunately having a mishap with a fan and landing on her head. And we spoke about it earlier today with the results of that. But Miguel went to Twitter this week because apparently he got a tweet from a fan that did not make him too happy. And he went to Twitter to actually speak about it. So apparently he got a tweet from a fan who said that the singer has sold his soul.
Because he had a sweater on that was a skeleton hand in
skeleton
the
hand.
shape of like the devil horns
devil.
and like the Illuminati thing is
Yeah.
that's
The whole Illuminati thing.
here we go again.
Here we go again with that Illuminati. Apparently, Miguel tweeted back quickly, "Don't be an idiot," but that tweet apparently has been deleted. But then after that, he went to Twitter with a variety of different messages that I'll read right now. The first one is, "I'm proud of my heritage, but honestly, black people are the most judgmental people in the world." He said, "Shit's sad, man. We've been conditioned, pre-programmed to hate ourselves. That's why I appreciate those who choose to think and act for themselves regardless of ethnicity or culture." He also continued with several different tweets, but his last tweet after that was, "Of course, everyone is judgmental. I just personally believe we are the most critical of our own." And, Twitter's always a funny thing because people get, you get a tweet, you're a celebrity, I get it, you want to get some things off of your mind. But I don't know, I think you almost have to kind of desensitize yourself from some of these messages you get from your fans, because there's always going to be somebody who says something to you that's going to piss you off. What are you going to do? You're going to tweet everybody? You're going to tweet all the time? I get where he's going with this. Someone sent him a message, but I feel like they should start to get more desensitized. I feel like we're talking so many times that celebrities are going directly to Twitter to comment to someone. Keisha Cole, Amanda Bynes, whatever it may be. But I feel like I think they take it too seriously.
I have mixed feelings about that, because I kind of feel like the blessing of Twitter is supposed to be that here is a platform for you to actually put what you are out.
Express yourself.
That's your voice. That's what you believe. That's what you think.
And interact.
And it's a direct sort of interaction with your fans. It's not souped up. It's not in a magazine. It's not an editor like changing things around and making
No
you say things you didn't say.
Publicist, right.
And I think that the cool thing about it, like for what I disagree and don't agree with or kind of agree with about what he said, we all say things like when we feel passionate about something that may not come out exactly how it needed to be, but it was still an expression and it still had value. And I think that if anything, it made him maybe say like, oh, I maybe shouldn't have said it like that. But this is still a topic that I really do believe is kind of a problem. Like, black people are hypercritical of each
Right.
other, and it's not cool. So I kind of think that it's sort of a double-edged sword, but I kind of don't want Twitter to become this like, I'm not going to say anything because I'm too guarded, and because then it becomes the same marketing that the magazine articles and all of that
Yeah.
other stuff is, because you're censoring, you're doing it the PR way instead of the who you actually are way. So, I mean.
Or Sam, because if one of your fans tweeted you a message that you didn't like, would you tweet your full Twitter people and would you tweet them a message
your
to respond?
Twitterers?
Your Twitterers?
I mean, sometimes, like, I tweeted something. I'm not really big on social media, but I tweeted something like 2 weeks ago where I was having lunch with a friend, and I caught up with one of my boys. And the whole time that we're having lunch, all he's doing is taking pictures of me and him at lunch and doing like Twitter or Instagram or whatever he was doing. So after and that was making me mad because like for me, when I'm in my personal life, there's just sometimes where it's like I had stuff on my mind and I just needed a friend at that second to get that off. So after he left, I tweeted, I said, man, I miss the days when I could actually be with my real friends and the whole world doesn't have to know what we talked about. Yeah. I said, retweet it if you feel that way. And then so many people hit me and it was like, some people were totally with me, but a lot of people were like, well, this is the world that we live in. Like, people were really mad at me, you know what I mean? Yeah. And there's certain times I hang with my friends or whatever, and I don't want to take pictures. I don't want to just forget even if I wasn't an entertainer. This is who I am as a person. Yeah. Sometimes you just want to chill. But now you can't go nowhere or be with anyone without them wanting to tweet or Instagram you. And every day you're not camera ready. Let's be real. Right. So it even has nothing to do with me being an entertainer. It's just I love that private life once in a while.
Yeah.
Well, and it goes down to just like Miguel. Honestly, Miguel probably didn't even know who made him that shirt. He probably was gifted it, wore it, and now he has to deal with this backlash. And I feel like he snapped on it because he did say it was taken out of context. He said he can understand if someone read the first tweet and was like, oh, you're bashing, the whole culture. Yeah. And he said, no, but really read everything that I wrote and in context to this. And what I honestly think it more so came from the backlash he got from the Billboard Awards. Yeah. Because really, if you're a celebrity and someone's commenting on your shirt, it's like, you're really going to react to that? Or, I mean, I feel like there was just a bigger tweak in him to kind of push him over there.
Yeah, it was that he found out that the girl was going to sue him after he landed on her head at the Billboard Awards. That's what sparked that rant page of rage.
But I mean, I agree because it's like you go out with your friends and every single person is on their phone.
Much,
and then it makes you want to just get on your phone. I'm sitting on my phone like, well, what am I doing? I don't even get no one. I don't even feel like tweeting.
I don't even have Instagram.
But then you're reading the tweets that the people across from you are reading.
I just feel nowadays, man, honestly, I really miss it. Like, I really feel like it's way too much. Every time I'm with my friends or even family or whatever, everybody's on their thing and they want instantly the world to know what you're all doing. Yeah. It's too much.
That's our instant celebrity.
And where's it going to go from here?
I can't even imagine. Well, maybe we'll get hit by the asteroid and then it'll be all over
chips
anyway.
in us, locators, and all that stuff.
Well, hopefully that won't happen anytime soon.
I think it passed.
Because we still got to see Sam's line, Future Stars Clothing. Sam, where can your fans find what you're doing next, and what are you doing next? What are you working on?
Right now, I just finished this series. It's called Average Dad. That'll be out real soon. Brent Goldberg, Jamie Lee Presley. It's a comedy, so you guys look out for that. I have a movie coming out called No Weapons. It's a gospel family joint. Tiny Lister, Josie Thacker, a whole bunch of people. I play the main lead in that, and then doing a lot of stuff with BT. I just did the Oscar special. I co-hosted that, and then I'm doing the red carpet stuff for the BT Awards coming up. Next month. So, just trying to stay busy. The Future Stars clothing line and, whatever else comes up. It's a lot of stuff in the work. Well, right now, mostly it's on a store. It's in a store on Melrose. It's called Scream Famous Clothing. And it's real cool. It's like very custom pieces. I make the pieces myself, like rock star kind of jackets, studs. It's a UK-based store, so we have all kind of stuff in there. But so. And
music-wise, what do you get?
Music, just working on different soundtracks. Right now, I'm really doing a lot with the music. I was just featured on the Scary Movie 5 soundtrack. That dropped like 2 months ago. My group, The League, had a song on there. Then we just did, I did a big pilot for BET, and I did a theme song for that. So, just trying to really stay on soundtracks, scores, whatever, and just perform when the opportunities arise.
Well, thanks for joining us today. I know the fans will be happy, and they'll have to check out your clothing line and all your projects as well.
Definitely, and thank you guys for having me. Been watching, seen a lot of my friends come on the show and do their thing, so it's good to be here, and it's a good platform just to talk.
For real.
Yeah.
Let some things out. So we don't go to Twitter.
What's your since you don't like tweeting people, do you have a website that fans can go?
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm on Twitter, but I'm saying, like, how people
Twitter
tweet
does not rule your life.
Yeah, how people tweet 10 times a day. I may tweet like 3 times a week. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not on it like that. I still really love my privacy, and I like the personal, like when people meet me and we have those kind of conversations. But at Mr. Sam Sarpong is my Twitter, at Mr. MR and then Sam Sarpong. So, you know, tweet me. It may take a while to get back to you, but I'm going to get back.
And then Facebook links.
Facebook, just Sam Sarpong.
Okay.
Yeah, just simple. Just Sam Sarpong. Look me up.
And you said no Instagram, right?
Nah, no
Instagram.
Instagram. Nah.
All right.
You got the Google
You got the
pictures. of
Google
Yeah.
pics.
Google
Right.
him.
He got a
Google
model
me.
pics. All the model pics.
Just like Tyson Beckford says, Google me.
Google me. Courtney, where can your fans find you?
Find me on Twitter at Stuart Starlet.
At DJ Jesse J.
You can find me at Daryl Kristen on Facebook and Twitter. Be sure to tune in for Black Hollywood Live. Not Porches, I want to say Porches all the time. Black Hollywood Live next. Sam's going to be doing an interview very soon, so be sure to check out our website to see when he's going to be coming up. And we'll see you next week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Ariel Christie, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.